Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to sew this jumpsuit style, and we are going to make a combination of black and gold. The style we are going to sew is what is on the screen, and we are going to combine it like this other style you are looking at. Yes, so the client wants the first one, but we want to make the combination like the second one. Okay, so these are the measurements that we are going to do. Use bust, waist, hips, shoulder to waist, back and sleeve, armhole, arm width, trouser length and tie. And so what you're going to do is we'll first cut the down part before we cut the upper part. And so cutting the down part, you're cutting the front part first. Okay, so guys, I'm cutting one leg. We are going to use the tie measurement, which is 22 divided by 2 is going to be 11, but because I'm going to make it in a palazzo form, I'm going to use 24 divided by 2 is going to be 12, and 12 I'm going to add 2 inches to it, or you can add 1 inch, which will be okay. And so the 2 inches plus the 2 inches is going to be 14, so I'm going to place the 14 here, the 14 here, and I'm going to consider the length. The length of the trowel is 40. I'm going to add 3 inches to it, plus 3 inches is going to make it 43. I'll place the 14 here also. Because it's a jumpsuit, that is why I added extra 3 inches so that it will not be hanging. Do you get it? Because it's a jumpsuit, and so I added extra 3 and then plus 1, 4 inches, but and then plus I'm making 4 inches, but I'm going to make it plus 2. Do you get it? So instead of marking 44, I'm going to make it 45, because I'll fold the down too. I'll fold the down. So 45. I'll fold it down by 3 inches. So let me make it 46. Yes. So the waist tuning, we are going to make it 22. We'll add 1 to it for it to be 23 for sewing allowance purpose. So we are going to make it 23. And then the length is 40, but we added 3 inches to it, so 43. So we'll mark at 43. So that line is the crotch line. My camera went off, so I need to explain this part to you. And so how to get a crotch line is hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches or 3 inches plus 2 inches, because it's jumpsuit and we don't want it to be too tight at the groin area, and so you can add either 2 inches or 3 inches. And so this the client's hip was, or the client's hip is 40 divided by 4, making 10, and then I added 2 inches to it to make 12. And then you place your tape measure at the waist, that is the upper parts, the edge, that is where the waistline is. So you place it there, and then you measure 12 inches up to that line. So the line there is what? The crotch line, and that's where you place your tie measurements, get your crotch also. So on this line is what we'll place our crotch measurement on it. The tie measurement is 22, and so 22, if you divide it into 2, is going to be 11, and so you can place the 11 here, you see, and the rest will be for crotch. So 11 here. So what we have here is we are going to make use of, it's almost 3 inches, so yeah, we'll make use of 2.5. So I'll place 2.5 also here. You can also decide to make use of 2 inches, because at the end of the day we don't want it to be too tight. So if I make use of 2 inches, at the end of the day the tie measurement is going to be 12, which is okay, because as I said, is palazzo. And so 2 inches, 2 inches. Okay, so this is it. So I'll come up here from there where the hip line is. I'll come up 3 inches, or the crotch line 3 inches, and I'm going to place my curve here and then mark it and get the crotch line. Okay, so this is it for our crotch, and we're going to place the waist measurement on it. The waist measurement is 26, and so 26, we are going to divide it into 4, and that's going to be 13 divided into 2, and then that will be 6.5. And so we'll place it here, 6.5. This is 6.5. We'll add 1 inch for that. That is going to be 7.5, and then we are going to add sewing allowance. I'm going to add a sewing allowance of 2 inches, so 1 to 9.5. So that's going to be 9.5, and I'm going to join it from here to this. So with my curve, I'm going to place it here and then mark it straight. So this is it. The next I'm going to do is to place knee measurements, and this is where the knee is. Now, because we are making it a palazzo, we are just going to shape it. Do you get it? We'll just shape it. I'm going to take 1 inch from it. Do you get it? 1 inch here to shape it, and I'll come here also and take 1 inch or ½ inch from it, because I want to shape this side also. So I will take my curve and then turn it here and shape it very well. And I'll come here and then shape this one also. Okay, so this is it. So let me measure what I have in the middle here, and that's 12, so that's going to be 24. Do you get it? I'll bring the same 24 at the down part here, the same 24. So I'm going to have 1 inch here, 1 inch here, and then I'll have 1 inch also here. That's going to be 24. So with my long ruler, join it to it this way, and then I'll join this one also to it. So this is it, and so we are going to cut it, and then we'll place it on the gold and get the same thing. So this is it. So we are going to place this on the gold one and cut for the other leg. Right side of the black facing the right side of the gold. Do you get it? And I'm going to cut it. And so I have placed the black on its own. Do you get it? And so what I did was, this is the wrong side of it, and this also here is the wrong side, and so wrong side meeting each other, because this is for one leg, so you have to take that into consideration. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is, at the crotch line here, I'm going to add 1.5 to 8, 1.5, and I'm going to add sewing allowance for zip or zip allowance. So I'll add 1.5 for 2 inches. I'll add 2 inches, and I'm going to come here too and measure the 2 inches the same way. You can measure 1.5 or 1 inch is okay. So okay, and then here at the crotch line here, I'm going to add 3 inches. 3 inches. And then when we come here, I'm going to add 2 inches. The 2 inches we are adding to this side is going to serve as sewing allowance. So 2 inches all to the down part. So at this part here, I'm going to join this 2 inches, this 1.5 up here to the waistline here. So it's just going to be like this. And that's it. So we are going to cut this through. As for this part, no need for sewing allowance. What we have here will take care of this part also. Okay guys, so I'm done cutting for both front and back. I'm done for both front and back. And so what you're going to do is you're going to cut pocket for the front part. Do you get it? Then we'll continue. Okay, so we are going to cut the pocket here, 3 inches here. And then we'll come here 7 inches. We are going to join to this, to do this. So we'll cut this. Now before we cut, I'm going to place my dart on it. And so I'll place it at this point here. And I'm going to measure 1 inch because we'll sew 1 inch here. Then place my dart here. We're going to use a dart of 4 inches. So 4 here. And then we'll mark half on each side. Half on each side. Then this side, we are going to have 6 inches or 5 inches. We are going to have between 6 and 5 inches. Okay, so here is it. Take it to the middle and then join it to this here and here also. So we'll hold this and sew. So I'll trace this on the black side also. Okay, so I can go ahead and cut my pocket off. So this is it. We are going to use this for the pockets. So this one will go to the gold side. So I'll put this aside, place this on top this way, place this there, and then this one will be on top this way. It's 14 by 14. Okay, 14 by 14. Okay. I'll join this one to this way, join it, and then turn it this way, turn it this way, you see, and place it this way and give it a top stitch. Do you get it? Then after, it's going to be like this. There is going to be like this one, the pocket will come in this way, and then fold on top this way, you see. And so this pocket is going to be like this, you see. And then we'll have it this way, so it's going to be like this, and you're going to have it this way. Do you get it? Okay, now let's cut the upper part of the dress, the upper part. Okay, this is the front and this is the back. I did front and back cutting the same, added zip allowance to each, because at the end of the day we are going to join, and so it's the same. So this one will be for zip because this is the back, but this will join it after cutting the neck and everything. We'll join it and then knit it and trim the excess. Okay, and so shoulder to waist is 16.5, so I made it 17, and then I added 1 to it, and that is 18. So what I have here is 18. Did you get it? And then bust is 33, so 33 divided by 4 is going to give us 8.25, but I rounded it to 8.5, and I added zip allowance of 2 inches to it, and then I cut for front and back. So this being for the front, you see we have 1 gold, 1 black, same with this one also. The back, 1 gold, 1 black. And so the point is, the down part, the black, the down part, the front black is at the left, but with the upper part, the front black is at the right. And so the front gold will meet the down part front black. I hope you understand. Okay, so that's how we are going to do it. Okay, so I'm going to place the measurement on it. So you're going to use the back measurement of 15.5. so here is going to be where the neck line will be, and so 15.5 divided by 2 is going to be 7.75. It's going to be 7.75, and I'll add half into it, so I'm going to make it 8.25. Okay, and I'm going to use a neck width of 4 inches. Between 3.5 and 4 inches will be okay. I'm going to use 3.5, and then with the front neck, the dip, I'm going to go down to 14. That is where the neck dip is going to be. I'm going to turn it this way. The neck is a V-neck, so I'm going to join it this way. We can use a curve to join this way, or we'll use a straight ruler to join. So if it's a curve, you are going to join it to this point, to where the neck width is. This way, and then cut it this and this way. Instead of ending here, I'm not going to end just here. I'm going to go down because I'll be joining, even though I know that this is where I will join from. Okay, I will join to the end, that is the front. And so instead of cutting to this point and then cut it into 2, I'm not going to do it like that. I'm going to extend it down this way. Extend it down this way, even though at the end of the day I'm going to join it here. The reason I'm doing this is because of the facing that I'll attach to it, so that it will be easy for me. Do you get it? Okay, now let's come to this side. The armhole is 16, so we are going to make use of 8 inches. This is 8 inches. You see, this is 8 inches. And then when you come to where the back ends, also mark 8 inches here. You see. Get my armhole shape this way. I'm going to come here by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. And I'm going to divide this into 3.5. And I'm going to come to the front armhole, 1/2 inch. And then join it. Cut this back and this one front. Okay, so before I'll cut it, I'm going to place my measurement on it. Okay, I'll place this one here and get the shoulder to bust, and that's going to be at 10 inches. Do you get it? And so I'll place it here and then place my bust on it. The bust is 33 divided into 4. It's going to be 8.25, but I'm going to make it 8.5. So this is where it's going to be 8.5. Then we will give allowance of 2 inches, 1, 2, but so we'll leave it like that. Then we'll come to the waist. The waist is 26. So the waist being 26, I'll place it here, and that's going to be 6.5. That is divided by 4 is going to be 6.5. And I'm going to add 1 for that, 7.5, and I will add 2 inches to 8, and that's 1, 2. And so 2 inches allowance is here. You see. So this is it. So we'll take it from here. So when we measure our dart, the dart is 4 inches, 4 here, 1/2 inch on each side. Do you get it? And 1/2 inch here. This is the 4. You see. And we are going to measure from shoulder to bust is going to be 10. And so the 10, we are going to make it 11, so that when we hold the shoulder, it will be okay. And so and then we'll join the dart this way. I have a video on how to make basic dart, so I can leave it there for you to watch for more details. And so we'll transfer this to the black one, and also transfer it to the upper, and also transfer it to the back one. The difference is that with the back one, it's going to come up about 3 inches. So instead of the 11 inches, it's going to come up to 8 inches. Do you get it? So that's what we will do. So with the back neck, we use the neck width of 3.5. Okay, so place 3.5 also here, and then the back neck also, we are going to make it 2 inches. So I'll place it here and mark 2 inches. You can make 1.5 or 1 inch, it will be okay. And so this, and so we'll cut this one for the back neck. Okay, so let me place this on it, and we'll cut it out. Now this is what I'm going to do. When I was making my calculation, I didn't add enough measurement to the to the bust, so the 2 inches I have here, instead of making it 2 inches, I'm going to reduce it to 1.5. Do you get it? I'm going to reduce it to 1.5 so that I can get enough for the bust. If not, it will affect my armhole, and so I will reduce it to 1.5, which will be okay. So I have taken it back a bit, and I'm going to do it again. So I have this there and this there. This is where we are going to mark. So I'll place it here and mark the back again. I'm done with the corrections. I'll do the same corrections at the back here also, and the back here with the back neck. So we can cut it now. So when I'm joining, I'm going to join this part. Do you get it? Okay. This is what we are going to use for the sleeve. And so we are going to come here. The length is 23.5. I added 1 inch to it for it to be 24. The width is 16 divided by 2. That is 8. The 8, that is for armhole. So 8, I added 2 to it, or 3 inches, to make it 10. And then I folded into 2. So one sleeve is about 21 or 20. Let me see. So we have 11, so 22. So when you open up, 22 for black, 22 for gold. Okay, so place 4 inches here, and we are going to draw our armhole curve. Okay, as for the down, we are going to leave it like that because we'll gather. And we are going to create a slit here. So come here like 2 inches. 2 inches or 3 inches, and then slit it down. Okay, so when we get to the sleeve, I will let you know how to go about it. Okay, this is the trouser, the down part. This is the sleeve and the upper part, and we have this one to make the gather at the side. The gather we have at the side. So the width is 24, and then the length is about 80 something. And so at the end of the day, we will fold this into 2 this way. We'll fold it into 2 and gather to be equal with the trowel. So that's how we are going to do it. So please watch out for the part 2 of this video. Thank you. Bye bye.